Late at night, most emergency dispatch centers are quiet. The phones don't ring constantly the way they do during the day. But the lights stay on, and someone is always listening. Because night has a way of bringing out things people never expect. In the early hours of a cold morning, a dispatcher sat alone at their console. The building was silent except for the quiet hum of fluorescent lights. The dispatcher had been working night shifts for years. They knew the rhythm, the slow hours, the weight of silence, the way it felt like the world was holding its breath. Then the phone rang. Not loud, just sharp enough to cut through the stillness. The dispatcher put on the headset, took a breath, and answered the way they always do. 911, what's your emergency? There was a pause on the other end, a faint static like an old landline struggling for signal, and then a voice, a man's voice, calm, a little short of breath. He said his full name, his address, and then in a tone that was steady but tired, he said, "I've been in an accident. I think I'm hurt. I need help." The dispatcher began typing the details. Standard procedure. Ask about injuries. Ask if the caller is safe. Ask if he is alone. But as the dispatcher asked the questions, something about the man's voice felt wrong. Not panicked, not confused, just distant, like he was speaking through a wall or across a long, empty room. The dispatcher kept him talking, asked him to stay awake, asked what had happened. The man said he didn't know. He just woke up in his car. On the side of the road, he didn't remember the crash. The dispatcher assured him help was on the way. Another unit was dispatched to the location. But then, the call began to fade. The sound didn't cut out. It just slowly dissolved into static, like someone turning the volume down on reality itself. And then the line went dead. When emergency responders arrived at the location, they found a car crashed into a tree. The windshield shattered, the front end crushed, the interior dark and cold. And inside, they found the body of a man. He was the same man who had placed the call, only he had been dead for 2 days. His injuries were severe, instant. The coroner confirmed time of death. The accident had happened long before the call was placed. The dispatcher's logs were reviewed. The voice recording was checked. The caller ID matched the man's disconnected phone. Disconnected. As in, the phone line had been shut off after the man had been found. The call shouldn't have been possible. The audio was analyzed. The waveform patterns matched the man's speaking voice from previous medical calls he had made months before. Same cadence, same speech pattern, same person. The dispatch center pulled call logs. The timestamp was real. The routing path was real. The line was active for exactly 1 minute, 17 seconds. But the phone had no power. The battery was dead at the crash site. The SIM was removed for evidence and placed in a storage bag. There was no signal. The call happened after all of that. There are theories, of course. Some believe that the brain holds on to one last spark of awareness after death, that something remains, if only for a moment. Others believe the call was never a call at all, but a memory echo, bleeding through something we do not understand. But the dispatcher still remembers the man's voice. Not desperate, not confused, just waiting. And the strangest part, at the end of the call, when the static was rising and his voice was fading, the man said 4 quiet words that the dispatcher has never forgotten. "I knew you'd answer."